Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome back once again to Maximus the Fourth. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my thoughts about Badlands chugs. Let's get right into this. So, first of all, Badlands chugs is a very famous YouTuber that has 3.56 million subscribers. He had first started his YouTube channel 11 years ago, back in 2013. He is the ambassador of chugging, and he is pretty much what the man that brought chugging to this world as far as it being a sport. In the beginning of his videos, for like the first 5 years or so, maybe 6 or 7, I don't know exactly, he would chug all kinds of drinks. It could be tea, Gatorade, soda, water. He would chug them out of the actual containers. Rather, it was like a 2-liter container of fruit punch or 20-liter bottle of Pepsi. It didn't matter. He started doing it out of bottles, the actual containers that these drinks came in. The thing that I like about Badlands Chugs so much is how kind he is to his audience. He is a very famous YouTuber that has built his way up to a point to where he gets tons of comments, and he doesn't have time to answer everybody's comments like he once did. But what he is really good about is he will usually try to heart everybody's comments. Very respectable. He's a very, very, very sweet, genuine man. And I actually think that he's a Christian, because I know he goes to church on Sundays. Badlands Chugs, he is not just a famous YouTuber, but also a competitive eater that has competed in the Grand Competitive Eating Challenge for Major League Eating in the Coney hot dog eating contests more than once. At the beginning of his videos, a lot of them, for like the first 5 years or so, he had a brand that said, "Been hungry and focused since 1997. The thing that I really like about Badlands Chugs is that he's willing to share with you some of his tricks. Like, for instance, there's a video that he did that was called How to Chug Like Badlands Chugs Part 1, The Basics. That hit 1.9 million views. And that was like his 6th or 7th, maybe 8th video that hit 1 million views or more. In that video, he was literally demonstrating how to chug like him. And part of it is you have to prime your lungs by going, and then you do the chug. And from what I can see, the very first time Badlands Chugs had started chugging out of a stylus type of container that is styling was the 2-liter DOS boot. And that was in his video, from what I can see. It's called Badlands Chugs 5 different sodas from a 2-liter DOS boot. This was massive. He brought a lot of traction because of that 2-liter DOS boot. A 2-liter DOS boot, for those of you that don't know, is supposed to be used predominantly and mainly for beer. Badlands made that his own and used it for a lot of soda. And he's inspired a lot of people out there, even including myself. I have over 70 chugs that I've done on my YouTube channel because of him. He's also inspired other awesome YouTubers by the likes of It's T. Kenny, and even this African guy from Nigeria, I believe. His name is Neche Obed. Let's face it, Badlands Chugs, along with the LA Beast, those are 2 major icons that have made it possible for small YouTubers like myself to even have a fighting chance to get monetized. I can honestly say that Badlands Chugs is a big reason why I've gotten monetized, because the chugging game, he's the one who brought that to the mainstream and has drawn a lot of interest in people because of his videos. Now, while Badlandschugs had started doing quite a bit of 2-liter chugs out of the DOS boot, a video that I'd really like to talk about for a little bit is the Sprite Cranberry Boot Chug. This is actually his most popular video at 23 million views. And in this video, it is a pretty amazing video because the way that it was set up, the background music, the fact that he was chugging Sprite Cranberry, which has been discontinued now for about 8 years, I believe. He chugged 2 DOS boots of Sprite Cranberry. That's almost a gallon, just 8 ounces shy. Actually, he chugged 120. Never mind. In that video, he chugged, oh my goodness, he chugged 132 ounces because after filling up both the DOS boots with 5 cans each, he had 1 extra can. So 120 ounces plus 12 is 132 ounces. That was an amazing video. And that was the very first time he had ever done a 2-liter DOS boot chug. And there's a reason why that video is the most popular on his channel. It was an amazing video, and he did a really, really good job. That video, as far as I'm concerned, will go down in history as one of the best YouTube videos of all time. No doubt about it. Something that I noticed on that video of his is, because I read through some of the comments, is that there was one guy that said, I am genuinely concerned about this guy's health. And it's so cool seeing people being concerned about Badlandschugs because we all know that chugging very large amounts of soda is very unhealthy. And I think people are concerned about him because they love him and they want him to live for a very long time. Now, another video of his that did very well that I'd like to talk about was Badlands does the Big Smoke drive-through order. For those of you that don't know, Big Smoke is a character from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. A really big, fat, black guy that does a huge order. And Badlandschugs, he figured out the order of exactly what Big Smoke was referring to through Matt Stoney, because Matt Stoney was originally the one who figured out what the actual order was in reality, if you break it down. And so Badlandschugs, he totally cosplayed it. He had a fedora hat, a green short sleeve button-up shirt, just like Big Smoke in San Andreas, and he did the Big Smoke order, and it was awesome. I actually remember seeing a comment in that video that said, oh my gosh, something like, oh my gosh, Badlands, you did an amazing job. You didn't just act like Big Smoke, you are Big Smoke. That is just how good of a job he did in that video at cosplaying Big Smoke. And that is one of my favorite videos of all time. That was really, really cool. Now, another video I would like to talk about that did really well was Badlandschugs Mountain Dew Voodoo, Liberty Brew, and Lipkin Brisk. He chugged all 3 of those in 3 different DOS boots. So this was the very first time that he had done a 2-liter chug 3 times 3. He cleared 3 2-liter DOS boots in this video, and that was mind-blowing. That was one of the coolest videos ever, and I think after that he's done 3 2-liter DOS boot chugs in one sitting, 1 or 2 other times, but that was just nuts. I mean, if I've done 2 DOS boots before, and it is really hard to keep that down. Trust me, that's a lot of sugar, but the fact that he did 3 was just incredible. And then, who could ever forget when he had reached his 1 million subscribers milestone, and he picked up a big freaking one of those plastic bottles that you tilt upside down that you press to dispense the water out. It was going bluck, 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 bluck. And he was with it with Dame drops in that video, and he definitely didn't chug the whole thing, but he put on a good show. That's another really cool video about of him, his. So Badlandschugs, he stuck with the 2-liter DOS boot for a while, but then he not switched permanently, but he tried something different. This was the comically large wine glass. This wine glass is like freaking huge, and I've never seen him fill that thing to the top. There's probably no way he could ever do that, even fit that much liquid, or in his stomach. And that video was drinking Coca-Cola Zero, Coke Zero chug out of the comically large wine glass. That video hit 2.7 million views, and that was a really fun one. So that was the very first, actually the blueberry Faygo chug in the comically large wine glass was the very first time that he used that comically large wine glass. Okay, never mind. From what I can see, the first chug he did out of the comically large wine glass was PewDiePie's G Fuel. But the important part of the story here was that Badlandschugs had the comically large wine glass was the very first container that he tried, other than the 2-liter DOS boot and chugging any drinks out of the actual containers themselves. So this was very monumental. I also really like those series that he's done where how many Gatorades or how many waters or how many sodas can I drink in 3 minutes. Those are fun. I really like how he switched it up and did those every now and again. And then 2 years ago, he tried using the yard glass, which is like this long of a glass. And the first time he ever chugged out of the yard glass was doing Sunny Delight. And that was definitely a shocker because the yard glass, you have such little leverage that once you get it tilted and the bubble goes all the way to the top, it just boom comes out so fast. So you have to be able to swallow really fast if you're using that thing. And then eventually he tried chugging the biggest Shirley Temple ever made out of the largest beer glass on earth, which he got the idea from the LA Beast. That was another really cool thing that he tried using a different container. And then, for the very first time, he had tried chugging What the Fanta, which is a rare discontinued Fanta drink out of Thor's hammer. So that's another container that he tried drinking. Just this big long hammer that's got the hammerhead like this that holds water. That was really cool. Now, as Badlandschugs is in his late career right now, and still going on, he has retired the 2-liter DOS boot for good. He doesn't do chugs out of that anymore. Now what he uses predominantly is the world's biggest DOS boot on earth, which is 2 times bigger than the regular 2-liter DOS boot. And there's a line that leaves about this much space from the line to the tippy top, and the line is 1 gallon. So that thing can hold a ton. He has sought out to only use that thing now for the most part. And yeah, I mean, is it unhealthy? It absolutely is, because he's doubling his soda intake almost every single time now, as aside from the 2-liter DOS boot that he was using once before. There's a lot of people out there that are concerned about Badlandschugs' health, and I'm definitely one of them. But I do respect him a lot, and he's a very, very dedicated YouTuber, and he has brought a lot of joy to people like me and many others. And I wish Badlandschugs all the best, and I hope that things will get better for him in his life as far as being healthy, and that one day that he will be able to retire from doing these chugs, because it really is hard on your health. You take someone like the LA Beast. He quit doing a lot of crazy food challenges. He still does them here and there, but most of the time he's doing like hot pepper challenges, like the world's hottest gummy bear. And he even ate like this macaroni and cheese that was kind of moldy or something. It wasn't like mold, a bad mold, but it was a really putrid type of macaroni and cheese that he ate. I would like to see Badlandschugs do more stuff like that. That is going to help preserve his body because he's put his body through the meat grinder with all that sugar that he's done. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. Those are my thoughts on Badlandschugs. I hope you did enjoy this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you share this video with a buddy. And be sure to drop a comment down below to help boost the algorithm. If you did like this video and you need something else to do, make sure you check out my video, Does Wild Cherry Pepsi Taste Different than Pepsi Wild Cherry? That video explains the two of those very thoroughly, and the video did well when I first dropped it. And I'm so close to 1,000 views. So definitely check that one out and help me get to 1,000 views. Also, in addition to being monetized, for those of you that would like to help support this channel, I'm going to leave both a Venmo and Cash App link. Also, my eBay merch store. If you want to support me in a different way and buy a rare soda from me, you can do that as well, or donate at either one of those links. Maximus the Fourth here. I'm signing out. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.